Keep walking, Rungleech.
Keep walking, Rungleech.
You'd think folks were pissing in the alleyways as bad as...
Hey, Cass. Knock, knock.
Go away, White.
That's not how the game works. I say, knock...
Don't suppose I could just ask you to scram.
Did you find them? Tell me you found my sprat carriers. Would hate should anything dire have befallen them. Just tell me straight. Sprats can always be replaced. Excellent. Oh, this is This is only half! Are you think you can steal from me? Ow! Damn it, that hurt like the blazes. Okay, all right. You didn't take it. But someone did. Search Fallbrook. Either half the Sprats got loose on their own, or there'll be some evidence pointing to the soon-to-be-dead Snake who filched Mike. You want your cut? You get me the rest of my drugs, no matter what it takes.
Miss Minnie Malin, get your twitchy whiskers back here! Don't you run out that door! It's a cruel world outside! Close the damn door. You'll let my sprats out. Damn it all. Now look what you've done. It'll take me ages to round him up again. State your purpose, or get out of my face, domicile intruder. Missing? Nope. Nope. Mine are all found and accounted for. Thank you kindly. Now if that'll be all, I've got an animal rescue service to oversee, and it ain't easy. Lots to do. Got a multitude of sprats to spay and feed. Look, I don't care if Nilsson sent you or not. You won't be hurting a hair on any of these sprats' heads. I've killed vicious beasts for them. I ain't afraid to take on a human. Back out of this domicile, hands up, or... You want to dig through sprat droppings? Be my guest. Get your drugs, then get lost. If you would please leave me and my fur baby...
Got the goods? 'Cause I know you wouldn't be wasting my time otherwise. Wink. Hit me. Miss Catherine Malin is one tough lady. Show her a bit of backbone, and I swear she'll like you more for it. You do? I mean, you do! Of course you do! What did I tell you? Sure, fire, delivery... Sure, they're Raptidon fodder and suffer the occasional overdose when a container dissolves in their stomach acid. That deranged piece of sprat! If Bertrand ain't already dead, he's about to be. I owe you for bringing this breach and... As promised, you're cut. Plus a little extra to show my gratitude. Now, if there's nothing else you need from me, I must go inventory my goods.
What do you want?
Oh, hey, Vicar Max. What are you doing on Monarch? I thought scienticians ain't welcome here.
Haven't you heard? Everyone's welcome here. It's a fucking worker's paradise. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Never worked a day in your miserable life. You're just a parasite, living off my goodwill. Well, guess what? My goodwill's exhausted, along with my temper. This is the guy who told me about the book while we were in prison. I lied about finding a scholar. But I don't care about any of that anymore. I just want to inflict massive amounts of pain on this guy. Oh, he knew. Didn't you? Didn't you?
Okay, I admit it. I was tired of your high and mighty speechifying all the time. It was just a joke, I swear. I didn't mean nothing by it.
See, Captain? I've dealt with this swine before. Now, where were we? Oh, that's right. I was about to beat you. Severely.
Wait! I know who can translate the book for you.
It's too late for that. I threw away my life chasing fairy tales. Will punishing you fix any of that? Of course not. But by law. Okay.
It was stolen from some sort of expert on philosophism. Weird hermit lady on Scylla. My father used to deliver supplies to the mining outpost there. It's true. My father collected some extra bits on the side by diverting some of the supplies to the gal. The way he told it, he thought the book looked valuable, so he took it. Couldn't find any buyers when it turned out to not only be French, but banned as well.
Fine. We've got more important things to do anyway.
Hey, I just want to thank you for saving... Exaggeration? Has the vicar told you what he did to old Lem? He's still eating through a tube, last I heard.
Look, what I may or may not have done to some degenerate during a prison brawl is old news. I'd rather not discuss it. Can we talk? I want to thank you for talking some sense into me back there with Cheney. It has been a long time since I gave in to my violent enthusiasm. You're right. I owe you an apology. I've been so obsessed for so long, I couldn't see anything else. You offered me a place on your crew, friendship, and I used you to get to Cheney. And even then, you saved me from myself. I don't know if I could live with myself had I gone through with it. You owe me nothing, I know, but I'm begging your forgiveness. Thank you. I promise I'll be nothing but truthful from this point forward. Oh, exactly as you'd imagine. Can't say I enjoyed the stint. It did provide me with plenty of time to think. The way I see it, the universe was snapping me back to where I needed to be. You stray too far from the course of your destiny, the world will try to correct for it.
Here they come.
Right hit!
They were destined to die!
Everybody okay?
We survived! There's nothing that can kill us in this architect-forsaken land! Incoming! Your back now.
That's the last of them!
Nice work. You should check in with my crew.
You got a real talent for murder, stranger. Color me impressed. This station's under the protection of the Corporate Compliance Crew. You ought to talk to my crew. They're guarding a small barracks to the southeast, by the edge of the mountain. See that path that runs underneath that giant archway? Follow it on down. You mean the one still inside? Wish I could, but we play it by the book.
may not realize this being as you're an outsider, but the blaring alarms indicate the station's on lockdown. Which means you can't ever get to me. So leave already.
Incoming! Duck! You're gonna suffer!
Can't get past the armor.
Out there, whoever you are, yes, I can see you. Come here and talk to me, face the intercom. I can't tell if you're brave or simply touched in the head. What in the galaxy are you doing sniffing around my station? Unless you are, in fact, trying to suicide by Marauder? By the hand of fate and my own cunning skill, the Marauders may have other plans. And since my hired hands have clearly turned idle, it appears I have need of you. As my newest contractor, you may call me the Broker.
here. And you're armed, aren't you? The feed's gone grainy, but it looks like you're packing deadly force. I barricaded the broadcast center, but I can only hold out for so long. Clear the Marauders out, and I'll pay you double the going rate. They destroy the transmission equipment, and I'll be out of business. The elevator and doors to the second floor are back online. Hurry before I have to lock them down again. Aside from the bits I'll be paying you, I trade in secrets, valuable ones for my vocation. I'm sure you can come up with something you might like to ask me about Too many, considering I hired a bunch of no-good mercs to keep them out in the first place. Already they've caused considerable damage to the station's property. If they take... Hey, elevators to your right. Get ready.
They come.
Down they go! Can't get past that alert! That's the last of them!
I'll get the door. Do hurry on in.
You're an artist, Captain.
Never thought I'd be ecstatic at having the walls painted in blood, but seeing as it's not mine, I'd say this calls for a celebration. My compliments on your improvised utilization of the fire suppressant system. I do it. Yes, I believe I do. This ought to square our debt. One hefty payment for a highly valued service rendered. But I admit, allow me to pose my question in another manner. Why, in the nebula, are you... if you insist. As I was telling you before, I am the premier broker. Phineas must have sent you. He's the only one insane enough to send someone to Monarch to rush me. I knew it was only a matter of time before he came a-knocking. Look, I might be late, but I fulfill my contracts, always.
Are you fibbing? Be honest.
You said that in a way that was almost believable.
I take offense to that. Just, it might take me a while this time. Caring or not won't change the facts of the matter. I am awaiting but a single incoming transmission containing the information we desire. But MSI and the Iconoclasts are clogging the airwaves from Stellar Bay and Amber Heights. In their war against each other, they're scrambling each other's outgoing... Luckily, however, the Iconoclasts have now gone silent. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Then you've my impressed gratitude. Still, we need to get MSI off the airwaves. I will leave the means to that particular end under your discretion. The bandwidth! There's too much blasted background noise. Nothing gets through but their local broadcasts. Which of course has inadvertently affected the incoming port and my livelihood. No, they're jamming the limited frequencies we have at our disposal. Nothing extraplanetary can get in or out until the frequency pollution thins. The safest bet is to convince Sanjar and MSI to stop. My former partner, Sanjar, transmits from his office in MSI's headquarters in the center. Don't let him try to fool you. While his messages might seem like gibberish, they are in reality coded business orders to off-world companies. I understand why he needs the bandwidth, but we had a deal and he's broadcasting ceaselessly. Graham and his iconoclasts believe anarchy is the way of life. Sanjar opposes it, as he's taking strides to corporatize Stellar Bay. Do what you like. Just don't tell me about it after. I enjoy sleeping at night. Is that a trick question? Because to answer it, you'd need to pay me. Of course, I could offer you a vastly more interesting bit of data instead. Try me. Ask me anything you'd like. We'll call it an exchange for your help with the broadcast. Ask me what you... Not much, admittedly. Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history. As far as what's between us, I mean. Outside of that, well, that's a wrap to... I do know this much. There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. If allegations are to be believed, the experiments he conducts for the greater good are in fact treasonous and for self-gain. I am not convinced as to the validity of these allegations, considering the source, but I am also not unconvinced. What? No. Why would I go out of my way to intercept messages from Earth? There's no market for them. No buyer means it's not worth my time. Now, if you wanted me to intercept a certain one, that might be worth it for the right. They are a curious lot. Insufferable. And short-sighted, too. What else do you... Sanjar's not actually at fault for his past performance reviews, but he can keep hunting for loopholes to get back on the board for the next century. He'll never be reinstated. Not in his lifetime. For Nebula's sake, even with the loophole I gave him, he's only in charge of MSI because every other exec died during the massacre at Amber Heights. I gave Sanjar and Graham legal information that would allow MSI to own Terra 1, once the other corporations had abandoned the planet. The execs had their concerns, but before the matter could be resolved, pirates raided their homes in the night. You mean between MSI, the Iconoclasts, and myself? I bet neither of those megalomaniacs told you I was the true mastermind behind Monarch. Back when the colony was still Terra 1 and corporations were abandoning us left and right, I'm the one who approached Sanjar and Graham with the means to our salvation. I offered them a legal way to take control of the planet. If MSI were the only corporation here, they could claim sole ownership. Even then, I plied my trade as an information broker, albeit in a smaller capacity. Of course, I demanded an exchange. Thus, the bargain was struck. They could run MSI while I would operate Devil's Peak Station. Unfortunately, relations competing ideologies. Graham believes Sanjar has become corrupted by the corporate lifestyle, that he is now similar to the original corporate executives they sought to reform. And Sanjar has learned the hard way that Graham is quite morally gray. Some say Graham suffers from nightmares that leave him sweat-drenched. I would assume it stems from the friends and family he lost. There are so many If you try to cite me on this, I will deny. Do you understand? What I am about to reveal is the sort of information. MSI's ownership of Monarch is technically legal, but it would give MSI too much power on the board to grant them such status. Exactly. But you didn't hear so much as a whisper. I may have a secret for you. For the right. Be a dog.
How'd you get up here? Through the caves? Good answer. I wasn't looking forward to gut-shotting you. See, the thing is, we're mercs. And our current contract mandates that we annihilate any creatures or persons.
Allow me to intervene. It's my job to mediate any conflict. All right. First things first. To make a decision in this dispute, a lean but efficient corporate structure. I'm impressed. Still, what are your intentions regarding Devil's Peak Station? That is... Well, that's a pickle. See, I don't recollect that our contract...
Shucks, Lance. Why give the client the details? All that matters is that the work's been done. Seems to me, we can...
I do love when you think outside the box, Don. Fair enough.
Anything else you need? Trying to say we didn't do our job? I'll have you know, our contract was to stop any marauders coming from the caves. Didn't say nothing about the ones taking the mountain path. We'll simply clear them out later, once we've got the go-ahead from Berthold. That's right. Berthold Fox is our boss man. Founder, president, and CEO. Bertie went down into the caves on a hunt for... He's a hands-on type. Likes to handle the tougher... Although, he should have been back. Going on 6 hours now. I'd ask you to check the caves for him, but... Space Snow. The contract doesn't target C3s. How do we
A mite cold-blooded, ain't she, Donald?
Done. Use this. Signal's locked to Bertie's... or his body. Whatever you... The guy calls himself the information broker. Like he's starring one of those fancy broadcast productions the station puts out.
Don, I don't care if the guy's name is the architect himself so long as we get paid well and paid on time.
No dispute here.
Nice. You're a deft hand with a mag pick.
Gosh, that's clever.
Impressive, as always.
I always wanted to poke through a high-gain wireless. They only got one on Terra 2 yet, up in Byzantium.
I'm not out of breath. I just need a minute to clear the stitch in my side.
Here they come! Don't mess with us. Stop! You won't do anything!
How many years do you think it took nature to shape the rock into a set of horns like that?
I wonder how they punch a signal through the gas giant's magnetic field.